Duncan Robinson fans, get the bleep up.
It's you, fan club president.
Told you to. Take a moment. Think about Duncan Robinson. Duncan McBride Robinson. How about this little factoid I gave you in the 2 o'clock hour? He was born in York, Maine. He is part Hawaiian on his mother's side. Who is your favorite Hawaiian athlete in South Florida, Crowder? Is it Tua or is it Duncan Robinson?
We're in the middle of the NBA Finals. It's Duncan Robinson right now.
Aloha to you, my brother, because it is Duncan Robinson. You are correct.
Aloha.
Duncan Robinson.
Bald.
How about that? Line has changed for Wednesday night. Heat are now 2-point underdogs. They were 2.5-point underdogs at the beginning of the show, so it's gone down a half point. But Duncan Robinson, he was in his bag. I said it at 2 o'clock last night. Think about this. In a game featuring 2-time MVP Nikola Jokic, 6-time NBA All-Star, Olympic gold medal winner Jimmy Butler, it's Duncan Robinson who takes over in the fourth quarter and leads the Heat to an NBA Finals victory. I was just I was in amazement as I was watching it. Like he was doing everything. He was doing everything. It wasn't like he spotted up and just hit a couple threes. He was doing everything. It was really fun last night.
That's what we need, because you have Jokic and you have Murray and you have Jimmy and you have Bam. You take those guys out of it. What other pieces are going to add, are going to beat the other ones? You got Michael Porter Jr., you got Aaron Gordon, you got Caldwell Pope, and then you have Bam and Caleb and Gabe and Duncan, and those guys are quote-unquote ancillary pieces. Outplayed them. Game one, they outplayed us. I think that has a big part to do with this series, is that 3rd to 8th guy in the lineup.
What were you thinking last night, Solana, in the fourth quarter when Duncan Robinson is doing everything?
You know what I'm thinking? Eric Spoelstra is just a mastermind. Like, to know to go to Duncan there.
Yeah.
And his rotation's been similar. You see him at the end of the first to start the second. But to go to him there, Max Strus, you had mentioned it earlier, he hit 4 threes. Like, why wouldn't you go back to Max Strus in that situation? No, he goes to Duncan knowing that this is the guy that can provide us that spark. You're down 8. You outscore the Nuggets 36-25 in the fourth quarter, and it's Duncan bleeping Robinson saying mahalo to the Nuggets fans as they leave the building. I mean, it like Spo's incredible, man. He just knows. He knows when to go to certain guys, when to not go to certain guys. And he got the most.
And obviously Kevin Love, we talked about that as well. Yeah. I mean, to insert Kevin Love into the starting lineup, he hadn't played in how many games?
Since game 5 of that Boston series.
That was like, that's Spo, a tactician, going, I'm going to correct what was wrong. And I don't think he had a great shooting night. Wasn't he like 2 of 7 or 2 of 9?
2 of 9, but he was 2 of 6 from 3. He gave you a couple trade balls. You live with that.
Yeah, yeah. And he was, he was more than that. Like, he wasn't in there to be just a shooter.
Steals, double-digit rebounds. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you know, a lot of the Heat's offense, especially early in that game, go look at Max Strus, how open he is, how open Gabe Vincent is. A lot of that is just Kevin Love, an excellent screener, right? He creates space for other guys because he's so good at being able to set screens when they're needed. And he was really good at doing that early on in that game.
And we talked about it earlier, but every post-game interview with any Heat player, the I don't give an F attitude they have right now, when they did the Max Strus after the first quarter and he said, shoot, I don't think about missing, it gave me chills. It just gave me chills saying it again. Like, these dudes are just playing ball, bro.
And sometimes that feels like shtick, right? Because other teams, you know, I don't care what the sport is, try to tell you, oh, we don't care about outside noise. We don't care what the score is. Like, you hear that all the time. And it comes off weird to me because it's obviously not true. with this Heat squad, it is so true. They do their thing, man. Like they just do their thing.
Hawk, underdogs in the Milwaukee series. Dogs every night. They weren't favored a damn game in, I don't think the whole playoffs, maybe some of them New York games at home. After that, for 2.5 months, I don't give a damn what nobody says about me. Watch this.
And I do think, it's the greatest misnomer in sports where everybody says, nobody believed in us after they win a title or whatever, right? They get to the finals. Nobody believed in us. Nobody thought we could be here. And everybody always says that because athletes love.
Was it Travis
LeBron.
Kelce did that? Did Travis Kelce do that? No,
Yeah.
like, what? Who didn't believe you?
LeBron is the king of that.
Yes, to all the haters, to all the people that said I'm a washed king. Huh? Said you were washed. What?
Said that. The fella at the car wash? That's what you're talking about?
This team has every right to do that, right? To get up in front of the cameras and say, see, we told you. See, you didn't believe in us. See, and they don't do that. Like their constant message is, okay, like we keep doubting us. We don't care.
I haven't watched many of the pregame, where they walk in the tunnel, but I know guys like Russell Westbrook. It's all about their outfit, right? There's so much thought put into what they're wearing. James Harden. Tyler Hero sometimes is that way, but it kind of falls into the we don't care thing. Like, I don't feel like they care much about, the entrances, the fashion, which is a big part of it nowadays. Am I missing any of that, Solana? Like, does anyone dress to the nines?
You hit it on the head because Tyler Hero looks like an idiot on that bench with that white bucket hat on.
He looked like Gilligan last night. It was great. He had like a Morona shirt from the 80s and a bucket hat.
And I love a good marketing guy or that appreciates to make money. That damn Jimmy Butler is going to promote Big Face Coffee at any turn he has.
Yeah.
He's going to put his shirt on, and I love it.
No, I mean, I think it is a little calculated. Like last night, the Heat win the game, and Jimmy Butler is seen walking through the tunnel to the Heat bus. He's rocking a shirt that says three more wins.
Yeah, that was cool.
So I think part of it is calculated, but there are no larger than life personalities
like
per
the
se.
fashionistas. Like LeBron makes such a big thing walking into the tunnel. Like he's the first guy to tell you, oh, I don't care, I drown out all the outside noise. But every single part of him is calculated when he's doing that tunnel walk, and I don't feel like there's anybody on the Heat that really does so.
No. And honestly, who would? To Solana's point, where are these gigantic personalities or big time, fashionistas or celebrities or influencers? Like these are hard grinding, got it from the bottom guys. Caleb Martin gets cut. Gabe Vincent wasn't on teams. Like you look at this roster, there's no guys that really look at themselves that highly or think they're bigger than life.
And isn't that like the thing that you guys kept pointing out to me all season long when the schedule gets released and I'm taking issue with the Heat not being on national TV despite being the 1 seed last year, shot away from the NBA Finals. And your point, which I think was valid, was there are no superstars on this team. Like there's nobody
larger than life.
No larger than life personality that is appealing to the casual NBA fan. And I think that was a criticism coming into the finals, right? Who's going to watch the finals when it's Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo? And even those two, to Crowder's point, they had to literally put in the work to get to where they're at. So I'm with you, Hawk. Like I don't think they're doing that where they're trying to be put on this national stage of look at me. They've bought into this idea of team first. And last night was the epitome. I'm telling you, man, like if Jimmy Butler, think about it. I kept sitting there in the fourth quarter saying if Jimmy Butler's playing half of how he played versus the Milwaukee Bucks, you win that game by 20 points. Like everybody did enough where if you got playoff Jimmy, you're coasting in that game. But he's clearly a little limited, and everybody played a vital role to get you up by 12, which is what you needed to hold on against Jokic and Murray and all those guys.
Pick a random city right in the middle of the NBA Finals, fellas. Pick a random city outside of Miami. More than half the Heat's roster could walk in Publix and nobody would know who they were.
Totally agree. Duncan Robinson should start wearing Andy Reid Hawaiian shirts and grass skirts. I mean, just lean into the Hawaiian thing. Lean into it.
Aloha, mother bleepers.